What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the C&C Connection podcast. I am one half of the C's. I am Christian, along here with the other half of the C's, Mr. Chris. Chris, how are you doing, brother?
I am doing pretty good today. It's actually cool here in Virginia. It's been fucking hotter than balls, pretty much. So it's nice to have a nice cool day for once. But it's about to open up in the sky.
Before we go any further, I would just like to say, Burger King, please sponsor your boys, please. Uh, that being said,
Maybe we
today,
could, maybe we could, maybe we can get Bailey's cigarettes.
oh, there you go.
We start small, Bailey's cigarettes and Little
Start small,
Debbie's.
get big. Yeah, that's what she said. That's another one I just did, and I forgot to turn off my television. Where's my remote? Where's my... I mean, not that anybody can really see it, but it's going to distract me. So, until this podcast is over, I'm sorry, Chicago PD, but I got to turn you off. Yeah, which is a shame because I actually had a hot chick on the show, but whatever. Yo,
You ever
so
sat there and like? Let me ask this question because that brings something up. That just popped in my head.
go
You
ahead.
ever sit there and like watch like bad music videos and cut the sound down just to see like the hot women in it?
Can I keep it 100 with you?
Like cut the sound down
Do you
and
know
look
that
at the
song
beautiful women.
WAP?
I've never honestly, thank God, I've never heard it, but I do know Cardi B. Yes, and she's gorgeous.
Okay. That whole song and that whole music video is woof. So
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it, and I honestly I'm bad about keeping up with like today's music a lot. I'm like,
well,
oh man.
I believe it or not, that is one Cardi B song I would strongly recommend because those lyrics. Park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage, and if he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder.
Wow, that's Shakespearean, like.
Facts, facts. Or I never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beating. You know.
Yeah,
And yeah, yeah. And these are the PG. These are the PG lyrics. I'm
those are
spinning,
PG lyrics.
huh?
Jesus, those are the PG lyrics.
They're the cleanest lyrics in the whole song I could think of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah, I know it's pretty extreme. I mean, wet ass pussy, but Jesus, yeah. I guess cut to the chase. There's a chase and she's cutting to it. So,
Yeah, and then the music video is them with a whole bunch of wild animals.
Oh man.
It starts off with snakes. They're laying on sand, and a bunch of snakes are slithering all over them. And they're real snakes, and they're real slithering all over them.
Innuendo all over the place.
Facts, facts. Then you got a bear, I think. You got, and then you got lions and tigers and oh my.
So she is getting freaky in the jungle, is what you're saying.
It's in a house. It's not in a jungle. It's in a house, but each
She's in a
room has
house.
like a
Oh,
certain wild animal.
that sounds like a Tuesday night for me. Oh
Sounds like
my
me in
god.
Vegas.
Yeah, there you go, man. Shit. Hey, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas,
With Mike
they say.
Tyson's tiger. No. This is not the
Yeah,
Hangover.
so.
This is not the Hangover. By the way, have you ever seen that movie, The Hangover? But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there is no specific topic we're going to cover this week, so we're just going to cover whatever. We're just going to talk and laugh, and hopefully you will laugh along with us. Uh, have you seen The Hangover, Chris?
I have. I do like some Zach Galifianakis.
He was. It's funny. My parents call me Alan all the time. I don't know why.
Zach,
I'm
well, have you ever seen his stand up? Like way before he ever did movies? It
No,
was.
but did you know that he was on Saturday Night Live? Well, he auditioned
Mhm.
to be on Saturday Night Live.
Hmm. That wouldn't shock me at all, honestly. A lot of people get their start there. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be back in the day, but it's
Right.
a good place to get your start. Oh, his stand up's funny. His old Comedy Central one.
Have
You
you
should
ever
check
heard
it
of
out.
Gabriel Iglesias?
Yes.
I love his stand up. His whole routine is absolutely.
I think his stuff's funny, especially since he's clean. It's hard to be funny and clean,
Yeah.
So for him to be able to pull it off, he's doing good. But I just thought of something from the Zach Galifianakis stand up. At one point, he's sitting there and he's just like playing a piano. He's asking the audience these questions, and he's like, "Have you ever pissed in the bed?"
Yes, I have.
It's like He's like, "No, I'm not talking about laying in it, pissing in it. I'm talking about standing over it, taking a piss on it. Ever been so drunk you pissed the bed? Not laying in it, pissing in it, but standing over it, pissing on
Okay, now
it."
that no, that no, but yeah.
I've been so drunk I fell up steps before. I swear to God, I fell up steps. I
Hey,
still remember
hey,
that one.
I've been so drunk I blacked out, woke up in the hospital. So
I've never done that thing. I blacked out, but never woke up in the hospital. I woke up in my bed with the phone ringing
I've
with
done
a
that.
hundred million stories.
I blacked. I blacked out. I blacked out twice from drinking. Not proud of it, but I have. Um, actually, one time I went to me and my buddy Wes. Uh, we went to Old Chicago one day, had a couple of drinks there, and we got drunk while we were there. Jax is barking. Um, so we got drunk at Chicago, and then we were like, let's keep the party rolling. Let's go to this bar. Or let's go to Joe Palooka's, which is right across the street. So we walked over to Joe Palooka's, had some more drinks, got even drunker. And then my sister came and picked us up, took us back to my place, and I had the great genius idea of taking my dog for a walk. Not a good idea. I was so drunk, I slipped or I fell down a hill, and I couldn't get myself back up that hill because I was so drunk. Yeah, it wasn't a good time. That one sucked.
I've been so drunk. Like growing up, me and my best friend and old man, we would always he'd like have these extravagant parties for his birthday or whatever reason or for holidays.
Yeah,
So like, but and a bunch of people come over, everybody get drunk. We had a controlled place to drink while we were all underage, and but I, but we would both do this. I would hit the ground in the yard and say, "Leave me here." And
yeah.
people were like flipping out. I'm like, "No, give me 15 minutes because this motherfucker feels good." Sorry, I'm gonna try not to cuss as much
Oh no,
on the
it's all good.
podcast.
Shit, I wanted to keep
But
it clean last night, and that went about as well as you would think. Uh, it's no worries, man. So yeah, so that was just the time when I got really, really. Uh, Another time, okay, you want to hear this one story? You want to hear this story? So, um, I, uh, I live in Denver, right, in Colorado. So
yeah,
the casinos are
drive-through liquor stores,
put up.
drive-through liquor stores too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so this particular time, this is a really good story. It's a long one, so buckle up. But this particular time, uh, I went up to so Black Hawk was is in the mountains. Okay, it's about 45 minutes to an hour drive. So it's a nice little ways away. And I went up there with some of my buddies. I went up there with my. I'm gonna just spit out names because none of them listen to this. I'm just gonna spit the names. So I went out with my friends. I went up there with my friends Nader, uh, Kyle, Nick Lato, we call Lato, and Dustin. Uh, and Nader's dad drove. Okay, because I think we all knew we were drinking, and he didn't want us drinking and driving, so he drove.
That's smart thing.
Facts. And so the ride up to the mount, or the ride up to Blackhawk was fine. It went out without a problem, right? Everybody was cool. We were just chit chatting, and then we get up there, and we all kind of go our separate ways. We go, Nader and myself, we go play games, and his dad went to play games. And actually, I went to go play slots. Nader went to go play the tables, and his dad, I think, went to go play tables as well. And Lado and Kyle and Dustin, they all went off and they went to the bars and just got hammered. Let me rephrase that when I say they. Lado and Kyle got hammered, right?
Yeah.
Now, before I continue this, I have to tell you this part. Um, I don't remember what the reasoning was, but Kyle was actually on probation.
Ooh.
So that's kind of imperative to the story. Um, and I can't remember the reason. He got his license taken away, and I don't remember the reason. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't say it on here because. But anyway, so once we're all ready to go, me and Nate and Sam, we tell Lado and Kyle and Dustin, hey, let's go. And Lado is freaking hammered, right? Well, Lado and Dustin, or Lado and Kyle were hammered, and so they're being loud and everything, and Lado's getting all up in Nader's face, and he said, and Nader tells him at one point, dude, if you keep being in my face, I'm gonna knock you out.
Oh
Like,
man.
shut up, like,
And the plot thickens.
right, like, back the hell off, right? And at that point, hotel security came by, and they actually pulled Lado and they actually pulled Lado away, and Kyle was stupid because all Kyle had to do was shut his mouth, and he wouldn't because that's not what drunk people do. And so he's like, well, wherever Lado goes, I'm just gonna go with him, right? And so he went with Lado, and so Sam, Kyle, Dustin, and I, or so Sam, Nader, Dustin, and I, we all went to the garage or to the parking garage, and we waited for them, right, for about an hour
Yeah.
and a half. Like, what the fuck? What's taking so long? Well, come find out because we called them. Like, where are you guys? Like, you should be released by now. Come find out. They went to another casino and they had more shots. Right?
So they're
So,
they're just
yeah, they had more drinks. Right? So we're like, oh, are you kidding me? Oh. So we picked them up finally, and we're all driving on the way home. And there was a gas station probably about 10, 15 minutes away from the casinos. And Kyle and Lena were being hard as fuck. And they're just like, that was awesome. We went shot for shot. That was so awesome. Like being loud mouth, right? And
oh
like
no.
Nader, Dustin, and I and Sam were like, just shut up, please, right? And finally, and at one point, I think I told him to shut up, and later started choking me with the seatbelt. Yeah, so that was that. And then at one point, or finally, Sam goes, God damn it. If you guys don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna drop you off at the nearest gas station. Right?
Yeah.
Because he had enough. And so Lado, being the dumb fuck he is, will drop us off then, Sam. Will drop us off then. Like egging him, right? And so guess what happened? Nearest gas station, you pull over, they get out.
Oh no.
And all Kyle had to do was shut up. Because Kyle wasn't
And
even.
he's not going to.
Well, all Kyle had to do was shut up and just keep quiet. But no, he goes, well, wherever Lado goes, I'm going to go with him. Like, seriously? Seriously, right? And
He had the
so,
right to remain silent, but he did not have the ability.
exactly. So, I'm like, are you gotta be kidding me with this one? Oh my goodness gracious. So well, because Kyle thought that they were going to go back to Nader's house and drink some more at Nader's house. It's 2 a.m. All Nader wanted to do was go to bed. All Sam wanted to do was go to bed. Whatever, right? And
Yeah.
so they weren't going back to Nader's house to just to drink and party some more. They were going back home to bed. And but Kyle was like, no, we're gonna go party at Nader's. His mom will be up to party with us. Like, I'm like, dude, whatever. So anyway, we drop him off at the nearest gas station, and next day I hang out with Nader. And the first question I ask is, so what happened with Leno and Kyle last night, right? Hang on a second. What's up, Mom?
It's not Mom.
Yeah, it is.
It's the ghost.
I don't know how stupid you think I am. Jaxies! Come here, Jax.
He's made a run in. It's great.
All right.
Where is he?
He's right here.
Jax! Jax!
Go see Chris.
Come here.
Come here. We're gonna go eat.
Let me share
Okay.
some.
Bring
Let
me
me
some
share
food back.
something with you.
Uh-oh.
I think I got our next topic here.
What up?
Let me share this with you.
What's your next
'Cause I'm
topic?
sure you've never seen this. Should be look on your messages. I sent it to you.
Okay, hey Mom, come say hi to the podcast. Don't worry, you're not
Hi,
on camera.
podcast.
You're not on camera, so
No, it's okay.
say hello to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing, Mama?
Good. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Come
That
on,
is
Taxi.
good. Always good.
We're not on camera, so
It's okay. I look like my allergies. My allergies are off the hook today, so I look like my eyes are all swollen. Like I've been smoking about 40 joints, but I'm not really.
well, I want to smoke about 40 joints.
I haven't smoked 40 blunts.
I thought Dad was cooking dinner. I thought I heard him making
It
food.
was, but it went bad.
What'd you do to let it go bad?
The ribs went bad, so.
Well, why'd you let it go bad?
Well, you know I don't really like ribs.
Well, okay, but I did.
Well, then you should have had Dad cook them.
They went bad because of you.
Then you should help him cook them.
No.
I like the truthfulness. I don't like.
Oh yeah,
ribs.
we
I
don't
just
lie in
care.
this household. There's
Right.
we don't. Hey Mom, before you leave, can you grab,
No, I'm not
Please?
grabbing you 3 sodas. No,
please?
because in your hand right there is the equivalent of 2.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's gone.
It's too bad.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm saying
When I
please.
get home, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, Brad, we're going.
Dad, you want to come say hi to the podcast?
Brad,
But check this out.
Yeah, we'll continue the story in just a second. Sorry, everybody. We got.
Oh yeah. We're introducing people.
Say hi. All you got to do is.
Hi, podcast.
Dad, say
How
hi
you
to
doing,
Chris.
Dad?
Hi, Chris.
How you doing there?
I'm fantastic.
That's always good. It's better being non-fantastic or
Better than not.
in
That's
prison.
right. All right, you guys have fun.
Yeah. Bye, Dad. Love you.
Thank you guys. Nice meeting y'all.
In the fridge. Nice meeting you.
got- Awesome. Hey, hey! Shout out to my parents, everybody. You didn't get to see them, unfortunately. Maybe. Yeah. That's cool. I figured you would. What? Good thing that we're not on camera, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen on the C&C Connection podcast.
I like it.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Check. Got a stick in his mouth. Make sure he doesn't get sick or choke.
Yes, ma'am. Got a stick in his mouth.
And make sure that that you let him not go.
Why is your cup right here?
Because I went there.
Well, it's right there.
Who cleans his house?
Me.
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 That means I can leave my shit wherever I want. Alright. Love you. Be good.
Love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the distraction. Talking to my parents real quick. Yes, I live at home. I'm 28 years old. I live with my mom and dad.
There is nothing wrong with that. Most people, dude, you know how the amount of people live with parents that are fucking older.
So anyway, so back to the story. So I asked Nader, I'm like, so what happened with Kyle and Lato last night after we dropped them off? What, puppies? It's okay. Sorry, my dog's whining. So later, and the first words out of Nader's mouth were, "Well, Kyle's in jail." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, what did he
And the
do?"
plot thickens.
Yeah, well, because remember I told you he was on
Yep.
probation,
Yeah,
so
he was on probation.
he violated parole. So, so that happened, and then he goes, and Lato was able to get a taxi ride home. So I'm like, well, good for him, I guess. At least he got home safely. And I guess Lato's mom called Nader's mom in the middle of the night. Nader's mom didn't know anything about what was going on. She didn't know that we dropped him off at the gas station or anything like that, right? So,
So she's
um,
just in the dark.
facts. So Lato's mom called Nader's mom, and was like, "What the hell happened to my kid? What, like, why didn't you just drop him off and all that crap?" And so I was like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." So,
But yeah, and check this out.
well, hang on a
I've
second.
been
I am going to go grab my computer charger. So while I do that, why don't you go ahead and entertain the people with a good story?
all right. Well, here we go. Actually, I dug up something. I got this from the 605 podcast. There's article by writer Dan Leonard, and it is called "Confessions of a Ring Rat: The Story of Sue Shooter." And I've sent this to Christian right now, and hopefully soon he will open it up and have a laugh of his life, because we are about to read this article on the podcast. This is a funny article. So once Christian gets his computer charger, which he is currently doing right now, we're gonna read this article. It's very funny. Um, like I said, we didn't have nothing like really prepared, but I have thought about this, so we're going to really entertain you guys. So definitely, this is a funny story. I'm trying to see if I can access the whole thing and be able to read it, and it looks like I can. So this is about to be entertaining. And here comes Christian. You can hear him coming
I'm
in
just
the
about
room.
back. Let me grab my soda.
He's just about back. Just about back. Like I said, once he opens his Facebook and sees the article I sent him, I think he's gonna laugh his ass off. And this is about to happen. This is going to be very funny, to say the least, honestly. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back.
all right, he's back now. I already told the people what's about to happen, because I've kind of like sent this link to you, and I
Oh, I
kind of
haven't
want
even
you.
looked at it yet. That's my bad.
Nope,
My bad.
nope. This is about to happen.
My damn parents just distracted me out of nowhere.
There is nothing wrong with that, man. They're cool. That's cool.
Okay.
They seem cool.
That wasn't you, but hang on a second, because this just I just opened this up real quick. Move NBA games off of Wednesdays to stop AEW from losing viewers. You've got to be kidding me. There's a petition for this. This is a petition
So
to
they're gonna
move
have
it.
like what, 400,000 people sign a petition. That's way less than watches the NBA.
16 people have signed this
Oh
petition.
Lord,
Facts. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
so you wait. Sue the shooter. Oh, is this what you were talking about?
This is what I was talking about right here. This is
Confessions
a
of a
real.
Ring. There was 2 articles to this.
It's 2 pages. Yes.
Okay, well let's read. Let's go through this page by page, I guess. So
Let
first
me. I
page.
have to bring
Ready?
it up.
Sue
Yes.
Shooter. Okay, so hang on.
You want me to start?
I'll start this. Sue, if I can read it. Sue, shoot. Let me see if I can. Where's my?
Shooter, you got it.
Okay, hang on. I forgot to grab my notes.
Yeah, it's a some bitch to zoom in on. I keep losing it every time I do.
Back it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm playing with my dog. What? 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 Oh man, I should get video of this sometime. It's okay. Just playing. Hey, we're just trying. Relax. You hear him crying over here now?
Oh,
Come here, Jax.
Jax.
Come here, Black. There you are. There you are. You want to say hi to the people? I got somebody that might want to say hi to you, so hang on. Oh, buddy.
Oh, Jax.
Hey, make barking noises. You got to see this. It's hilarious. Hold on. Just start like randomly barking. Me and my mom did this to him yesterday. His response was absolutely hilarious. Jax! Ruff! Ruff! Hang on. Ruff! Come here.
No.
Ruff! Ruff! Woof! 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 Woof!
Oh, Jax.
Oh, now the people got a good view of him. Hi, buddy. Woof! 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 Buddy, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
But this I got from listening to Super
Sorry, everybody. I'm playing with
podcast.
my dog there for a minute.
Oh
He's a
yeah, you're fine.
he's a buddy. Stop. He's a 15-year-old or 15-week-old puppy. Okay, so let's
How
talk
about
about.
this? When we do I got a way we could do this article. You
What?
read it, and I'll read Sue's parts.
Okay. Uh, okay. Well, so I'll just read the article. Uh, where is? Well, this doesn't open up the article, does? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Well, these are
Yeah, the
photos.
whole article.
Well,
The
okay, here
things
we
we
go.
can find on the internet.
Facts. You can find. Oh man, you don't want to know what I found on the internet. Okay, so here we go. Sue Shooter is a ring rat and makes no apologies about it, as she makes no apologies about it. As a young woman and devoted fan in the heyday of World Championship Wrestling in Australia, Melbourne-based Sue rooted some of wrestling's biggest overseas stars. She's always been attracted to the wrestlers, watching them on TV and then seeing them live at Melbourne's Festival Hall. Sue became a rat on May 9th, 1970, 4 days after turning 19. Now, before we go any further, I know that the name rat, that the word rat has a negative connotation or whatever that word is.
God bless them.
So in professional wrestling, ring rat is a chick, like a groupie chick, correct?
It's essentially what she is. She's a groupie chick in territory days. That's how they used to. They used to get a rat report in some territories. You know, oh well, we need you to go out and screw more of these rats, so that way they can come to the event. So if the rats were down, the event was down. So
There you go.
it's not negative. It's what they were called, and a lot of them were probably.
Hey, do you mind taking over for like 30 seconds? I gotta go and let my dog out. He's lying right by the door.
She'd always been attracted to the wrestlers, watching them on TV and then seeing them live at Melbourne's Festival Hall. Sue became a rat on May 19th, 1970, 4 days after turning 19. She went to a show with a friend, and both were invited to by Jerry Briscoe up to his hotel room. Once they arrived, he told them to take their clothes off and give him a blowjob or get out of his room. I'll be honest with you. I was nervous. I almost shit myself. I had no idea what I was thinking. I got half undressed, and Jerry took the rest off. And then Sue blew the later NWA World Tag Team Champion.
I'll take it over from here. It was the first time I'd ever done it. I can't do the Australian accent. You do the accent.
It was the first time I ever done it. I didn't even know what it meant. Both of us did it to him at the same time. Tony Parisi came up and we took care of him as well. Then Eric Froelich and Mark Lewin. Then Gary Hart and Ivan Koloff.
It was a momentous weekend for Sue as she was initiated into the ranks of rattiness. The fuck? What? No, I already know what the title of this video is going to be. Ring rats and parents. No. No.
Sue.
Let's see. Although she didn't fuck any of the guys that night. Wait, hang on.
It was only blowjobs for two of the guys that I can remember, Jerry and Tony.
It was fantastic going to the wrestlers.
To the wrestlers and being physically involved with them. Or being involved with them physically.
Yeah.
My thing keeps flying off the screen.
Yeah. Sue also got her first inkling that not everything was kosher in pro wrestling. No shit. The heels and bases were mixing together. That's when I was shocked, because we were marks at that stage. Sue quickly developed a soft spot for wrestler Gary Hart, who most modern fans would remember as a heel manager working against the Von Erichs in Dallas during the 1980s. One time, hang on, I'll let you read this part.
One time I went to Gary's room, and later he introduced me to Kurt Von Strager as his girlfriend. If Gary told me to jump, I'd say, how high? Even to this day, I adore Gary.
This
one
might be hang on.
Yeah, this fucking up. Where'd he go? There it is.
One time I went to Gary's room, and later he introduced me to Kurt and Carl Von Steiger.
Steiger as his girlfriend.
Okay.
If he came back to Australia now, I'd still sleep with him.
No, you skipped some.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, because if Gary told me to jump, I'd say how high.
How high? And to this day, I adore Gary. If he came back to Australia, I'd sleep with him.
Chris, that was awesome. The way you just jumped in with the how high. That was awesome. This probably will not get very many views. I don't care. It's one of the most entertaining podcasts we've ever done.
This is all right, but
we're reaching Jim Cornette levels of hilarity here.
They've done it. Brian Lass and Jim Cornette read this. This is actually where I got this from, but I figured we expose it to a lot of the modern fans. A lot of people listening to this will be modern, so this will open them up a little bit to some of the things. But Hart wasn't the first wrestler Sue fucked. That honor went to Mrs. Grappler Lord Littlebrook in 1971.
I was so naive in those days, she recalled. I honestly thought I wanted to go to the toilet. What? But it was me having orgasms all the time. What the fuck? He gave me my first orgasm.
First orgasm 4 times in 2 hours.
That's a New York accent, dog. She's from Australia. Sue said most of the Americans expected a blowjob and nothing more. Probably because it was healthier and safer than straight sex. Oh boy, this story just keeps getting better and better, ladies and gentlemen.
They weren't interested in screwing, she said. They didn't know who you've been with, and you didn't know who they've been with.
Holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. Never at any time was Sue concerned about pregnancy or STDs. I was with one of the other midgets. Whoa, sweetie. You gotta chill out, lady. What the fuck?
I was with one of the other midgets. He was very strange in his sexual ways. He believed in anal sex.
Wow.
His name was Wee Willie Wilson from Florida, and he was very well hung. Oh my God.
After that, I was with Butch Miller from the Bushwhackers before he was a sheep herder. When he first came here from New Zealand in 1971, he was the destroyer under a mask. I met him through Tiger Jeet Singh. I called up with Butch in Anaheim, California in 1996, and I think he remembered me. He was nice.
Anaheim is spelled incorrectly, just for the record.
Yeah, that is spelled incorrectly.
During the early 70s, Sue fucked or sucked. I can't read this without cracking up. I gotta read this to my parents. Fucked or sucked a veritable a veritable who's who of professional wrestling, including Maniac Mark Levin, Mr. Fiji, Ivan Koloff, and the Von Steigers. Holy, there's more to this story, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
There's more to this story, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Half the time you go to you go to the hotel on Saturday afternoon and you end up in some wrestler's hotel room for sex. That's what we went for. I didn't really know of the concept of rats, but I found out later what I was doing was ratting. A lot of guys would refer to you as ring rats or arena rats.
Wow. Okay, let me take over from there. Sue's, I think we're right here. Sue's rattiness continued on as she got older with the WWF's tours of Australia in 1985 and 1986. Bro, if Hulk Hogan's name pops up in this, I'm gonna fucking die.
It was fun, and I have no regrets whatsoever. How have I been used? Yeah, I felt humiliated by the Iron Sheik. He read a copy of Penthouse while he was getting a blowjob from me. Also, Hercules Hernandez couldn't get it up due to drugs.
Wow. Wow. Well, at least she's proud of it, I guess. But there were happier moments, but there were happier memories of those tours. I was with Mr. Fiji again in '86 and Matt Bourne. The best fuck of the lot was Moondog. I've never heard that before. The best fuck of the lot was Moondog Spot Larry Latham. He was the best screw I ever had. The craziest in the ring wild man was the gentlest man in bed. Sue first went overseas to see wrestling in 1984. I didn't rat the first time I was overseas, but the second time I did with Memphis jobber Black Shadow, aka Tim Hyde. I didn't rat anyone famous, not from want of trying. Hang on, not from want of trying. I would have done Jerry Lawler if I could. But I think if I had done it, I think if I had it, would have spoiled our friendship. God, there's so many misspellings and misphrasings.
Yeah, there really are. The last overseas wrestler Sue fucked was Bobby Blaze during the Wrestle Riot tours of Australia in 1993. There's nothing wrong with ratting. I have a 21-year-old daughter who's into the wrestling, and if she wasn't in a relationship, I would love for her to become a rat.
I'm fucking done.
She's stunning.
Wow.
If my daughter said, "Mom, I'm ending the relationship. Will you introduce me to some wrestlers?" I'd say yes. Back in the 70s and 60s, there were a mother-daughter tag team who was rats.
Are you kidding me?
I think is that about it? Oh yeah, all right. Well, there's the article. Sue Shooter.
Okay, so if you want to read the rest of the article, maybe I'll post links up in the description box. Wow,
yeah.
What a wild story! And I'm just gonna go into a wrestling website and see if there's any stories of today. I don't think that there really is. Let's see.
They also have a Sue Shooter documentary.
Oh boy, I don't know. You know what? We're gonna keep the documentary stuff. We're gonna let her.
Well, she's actually at WrestleMania. Like, she's really is friends with Jerry Lawler. She was there with Jerry Lawler at
Well,
WrestleMania.
okay. Let's see. So I'm opening up several documentaries. I'm opening up several stories here. So we're gonna just go through these stories one by one by one. So hang on, I'm just trying to find more. There's one story I
So,
can't.
Sue Shooter, I've been thinking about like doing. I've been wanting to do this, and I was like, you know what? Today's the day. We don't have nothing planned. Let's read this article and change some lives.
Well, there is one story that you'll be like, wow, okay. So let's go through these stories one by one, starting with Thunder Rosa issues response to Triple H comment about women's wrestling. And the article reads, during a media call to promote the WWE NXT TakeOver in Your House pay-per-view, Triple H said the following regarding the NWA announcing an all-women's pay-per-view. Triple H says, and I quote, if you want to wrestle the best women in the world, come to WWE. That's where they are. If you want to go elsewhere and say that they are, that's an opinion, and you can. I'm all for it, and one of the biggest drivers of it. In my opinion, the best female performers in the world are in WWE, and if they are not, they want to be. That quote was courtesy of 411mania.com. AEW,
Wow.
AEW and NWA star Thunder Rosa responded to Triple H's comment. The best female wrestlers in the world. The best female wrestlers are not located in one company or not even one country. They are spread over many companies in many countries. Talented women across the globe. I respect that answer. I respect that.
That's a good answer.
I thought she was just
I
going to
will
start
say-
shitting all over Triple H, and she didn't. That was nice.
Yeah, well, she did it. She did it. That was more like, okay, I'm not gonna shit all over him in case I get hired there, and so they
Yeah.
won't bury me. Essentially, is what
I'm
that
not
is.
going to risk that.
I respect it. Yeah, I respect it, but I gotta kind of agree with Triple H, honestly, because
Yeah.
like we were talking about,
I would
last
agree
week.
more with Thunder Rosa because I am a I hope I don't butcher this word. I am a connoisseur of female wrestling. I love it. I prefer that honestly more than the men. If I'm being honest,
There's some of them that just like put on
Did-
a show better than
I have
than men.
I have a
You ever seen All Japan Women's from like?
I have.
back in
I'm
the,
not big on the
80s
Japanese,
and 90s?
but I'm not big on the
No,
Japanese.
I'm talking about back in the 80s and 90s.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
they
like
had some
Volcano,
great wrestling.
Manami Toyota, yeah. Ow.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna show you real quick. So I have my own personal YouTube channel that I keep these videos just to myself to enjoy. Because if I put them out there for everybody else to enjoy, my channel will get blocked and removed and all that stuff. So I don't want that to happen. So I keep these to myself. So I'm just gonna go through a few names that I have on here. And let me know if you like any of these names real quick. Barbie Hayden. Have you ever heard of her?
I've never heard of her.
I would strongly recommend her. She's really, really good. How about I know you know Madison Rain.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Fallen Flower Kyoko or Kikyo?
Mm,
Kikyo.
no.
I would recommend her. You probably haven't heard of a lot of these. I know you've heard of Britt Baker. Have you ever heard of Kelly
Yep.
Klein?
No. Kelly Klein, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Thunder Kitty?
Thunder Kitty, no, but that sounds like a porn name.
It's not. I promise it's not. But how about Taylor Hendricks?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
yes. I saw like clips of her getting interviewed by Hannibal.
Oh, I
But the
don't,
thing
I don't
with the
follow
women
Hannibal. That
is-
guy's a douchebag.
No, I
Anyway.
hate Hannibal. I hate Hannibal.
Okay, cool.
I really
Cool.
do. But,
So,
but,
hey, that's one more guy we could bash on this channel.
Hey, I'm gonna get this taken down. I'm gonna meet you in a parking lot. I'm gonna have a cowboy hat on.
I'm going to talk in a monotone voice
Yeah.
till everybody falls asleep.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. His voice is like fucking Annabin. Ambien,
Bro,
Hannibin,
if
Ambien.
anybody is having trouble falling asleep, just listen to him talk. There you go. That's all. That's all you need.
He's asking people questions about Bruiser Brody that weren't even around for the shit.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
why do you have to ask these stupid questions? The one thing that annoys me about shoot interviews is, like, I don't want to hear the shit I already know, and that's where they always go. That's why if I watch shoot interviews, it's Sean Oliver in the You Shoot series, because like literally, it's
I wouldn't even consider
like
him a
he's a
shoot.
psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's able to get into shit like psychology and all that shit. So it's really nice. But like Hannibal is just overrated. And then like I'm kind of questioning now the claims with Abdullah the Butcher. But
let's get
that's a
back into
different
some of
story.
these
We're not getting on
stories.
that.
Let's get back into some of
Yeah.
these stories. So this one is Braun Strowman sets the record straight about report regarding his post WWE bookings. As previously noted, wrestling promoter. All of these stories, by the way, I'm getting from NoDQ.com. This is probably the most legitimate source I can think of for anybody to follow. As previously noted, wrestling promoters that have been in contact with Braun Strowman reportedly claim that his asking price is in the five-figure range. Strowman addressed the report with the following tweet. Let me just get this FYI out. I have not spoken to anyone about bookings, but if you want to talk business, the email to my agent is in my bio. Thank for any confusion you may be reading online. That's how he said it. Thank for any confusion you may be reading online.
I can believe it. Well, if he has an agent dealing with his bookings, he's not gonna be wrestling for much longer.
Yeah.
So look for him to go back to strongman soon. And honestly, good riddance.
Someone replied to his tweet saying somebody named saying Fiend for Follow at Fiend for Follows on Twitter reported try this again.
Tweet it.
But at Find Take 3, ladies and gentlemen. At Fiend for Follows on Twitter replied to Braun Strowman saying, quote, I heard you have in your terms that you will only travel to shows via train. Is this correct? Oh my God. That was a funny reply. I like that. And Braun replied to him by saying,
Choo choo.
God damn it, don't make the noise.
Oh my God.
Anyway, Braun Strowman replied with,
running.
legit, let's be for real, that would be cool as hell. Hey, at least he's a good sport.
He handled that well. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this because he was brought up in the WWE system, and he was signed basically because he's a big, huge guy.
Facts.
You will not be seeing much of him within the next year.
Probably
Like
not.
he will be out of wrestling, trying to either get in the movies or back to strongman. One of those two things.
At Real Paul Ryder on Twitter also replied to Braun Strowman's tweet saying, is it true you charge $10,000 for this tweet? And Braun Strowman replied back, $750. So, at least he was a good sport. Shout out to Braun Strowman on Twitter. I should say his real name, Adam Scher. He's a real good sport. I probably wouldn't be as good a sport as he is about this. So, Braun, good on you. Next article here. Details on what Mickie James has planned for the NWA All-Women's Pay-Per-View. So I don't know if you heard about this. We can get into this in a minute. But NWA has announced that there will be an all-women's pay-per-view coming up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is what the article says. During the Grown Ass Women podcast, Mickie James talked about what she has planned. I'm building a brand. Billy Corrigan has been kind enough to work with me and partner with me with the NWA brand. The beautiful thing is, no more golden handcuffs for Mickie James. I don't need or want a contract. I have an opportunity to build something fresh, new, and exciting. A place where, when you were in the Indies, all you needed was that one chance or that one person who believed in you. I was so excited when I got that chance, to debut on Ring of Honor, and when Jeff Jarrett called me to go in for TNA, or to go in for TNA pay-per-views. This was my chance. Out of all that, it led to my next chapter and developed me. How cool is it for females to sit and learn under the tutelage of the women who have been there and done that? I want to change the way we look at women's wrestling in a real aspect. No more novelty bullshit. Hashtag money grabs. The real respect women deserve and the real respect women deserve and that the women before us deserve. Now that we're getting it, it's an opportunity for us to step back and we're in it to win it. I want this to be all inclusive and all embracing. The only way it'll be successful is for all of us to come together for one purpose. I'm sick of the men always running the table and good old boys. The business has evolved, and wrestling has always been 10, 20 years late to the party. That's over. I'm reaching out. Hang on, I'm reaching out. I'm calling in favors. I'm calling in friends. I'm calling you, Victoria. I think there's a way to do good business. She shouted Victoria out by name here. I think there's a way to do good business across all the brands. I want to unite and do something fucking magical. There is a huge opportunity to get some diamonds in the rough. A few people who haven't quite had a chance to really break out. I look at the division now, and it's so thick and vast. Even women that I wouldn't mind tangling with. In every company, Deanna Parazzo is killing it at Impact. Britt Baker killing it at AEW. Maria with Women of Honor. There seems to be an energy around the women. It's time to do something magical and lift everyone up. There's more.
I got a real quick comment. All right, because Billy Corgan's giving her a chance. You know, despite all the rage, she's still just a rat in the cage.
Yeah.
That one went over everybody's heads. Go listen to Smashing Pumpkins.
What was that? I didn't hear what she said.
Despite all her rage, she's still just a rat in the cage.
Hey, she's not around like Sue, though.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in the cage. No, that's good, man. Honestly, I think that she's going to do big things and end up, after a couple years, retiring in the WWE once she builds her name back up and all that stuff. So
before we go,
it's better for her to be out there teaching women what to do and all that. She can make more money and she don't have to be in the rat race. Because let's face it, man. I mean, they just view her as being older when you put her next to like Sasha, Charlotte, and all those people. Even though she's kind of was the, let's be honest, back when she was in WWF or WWE, the first time, she was probably without a doubt the best worker and the person that taught Trish Stratus how to work, in my opinion, probably. Because
Trish knew how to work before Mickey, I think, but
because Mickey James has actually always been like a legit like wrestler, so like Trish knew how to work, but like I think she settled her down and like taught her a little psychology. Because after that, like Trish, everything.
Well, no, because go and watch those Trish Stratus versus Jazz matches, or Trish Stratus versus.
Oh yeah, with Jazz. Yeah, Jazz. Yeah, Jazz and Victoria too. But honestly,
and Molly Holly too. Molly Holly too.
Oh, of course, Molly Holly. But I think that was like the first like kind of like really like deep feud. Honestly, because like Jazz was cool because that was the cool, badass, big, strong heel beating the shit out of her in the chase for the title. Victoria was a perfect foil.
She was psycho
in a way, yeah. But Mickey James was doing the psycho thing, but like went like farther with it and kind of made it more personal than Victoria did. Victoria's is kind of like, oh, I spy on you in the shower, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, you know,
before we go any further,
together, but.
Before we go any further, I'd like to make a couple of plugs, if I may. So, guys, if you're liking the content, please hit that thumbs up in the thing down below. Hit that thumbs up down below. Also, if you're not already, do you see that red button that says subscribe? If it's still red, go ahead and unread it for me. And when you do that, hit the bell right next to it so you'll get notified whenever we upload more podcast episodes or reaction videos or whatever we upload. Also,
With that being said, I kind of want to segue to something
well,
that's
hang on
very
just a
big,
moment.
very big. Oh, you know where I'm getting to. All right.
Hang on just a moment, because I would also like to plug water. Water, please sponsor your boy. There we go. Yeah, I think I know what you're going to get at, and I'm about to plug that right here, right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of YouTube, I'm used to doing that in my promo wrestling skills, you know. Anyway, this upcoming Saturday, the Cyblemania and Friends podcast, and I think this is where you were going. The
Mm-hmm.
Cyblemania and Friends podcast is going to have one of its biggest, actually, probably its biggest guests
Yeah,
ever on
without
the
doubt.
show, both literally and figuratively. Ladies and gentlemen, this upcoming Saturday on the Cyblemania and Friends podcast, the guest will be the 2015 winner of WWE Tough Enough, Josh the Yeti Bradle. And that is going to be a fantastic episode. I can't wait to get into all the details with him. We're going to ask a lot of the hard hitting questions. Chris, I may have you on as a second host for that one. So
I'm excited. Because it's like, wow, okay, and like, because we were talking about some shit last night, and
yeah,
like, just when you told me that, I was like, see, told you, man. And, like, you know, so
and
Christian's getting ready to go places, people. So
and I
please
would like to
help
shout
out.
out. I would like to shout out my best friend Nader Neeson for helping me set all of that up. Because without Nader, none of that would have been possible, quite frankly. Because Nader called me late night last night, and he told me that he had a guest that wanted to go on my show. He told me it was Bradle, and he showed me how to get in contact with Bradle so we can make this work. I was actually on Bradle's Instagram Live, and we were talking about this. So, yep, Saturday, it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited. And without further ado, let's get back into some of these articles. There's one thing about this women's wrestling thing. I didn't like the whole good old boy comment that she made. I didn't think that was necessary. Um,
The good old boy.
yeah, she said, where is it? Where is it? No, she said, I'm sick of the men always running the table and good old boys. I didn't like that comment. That one wasn't.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I don't, you cannot blame, like, everyone. Dude, the WWE is mass produced, I mean, it's fucking, Nabisco.
Facts.
It's McDonald's. So you can't blame the old things. I'm sorry. Right now, you can't really, she's got no leg to stand on with that, because WWE, arguably, they're top selling and best division right now is the women, and they showcase them, and it's not forced. It's not like, oh man, we got really, like, the women's division is actually
I'm going to
taken
say
seriously.
I'm going to say something bold. Impact Wrestling's women's division is better than WWE's women's division.
They used to have a laughable one. I haven't watched Impact. I try and stay away from modern wrestling.
Impact Wrestling Impact has been really, 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 really good. They have much better women's wrestlers, in my opinion, than WWE does. And that's no disrespect to Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair or Charlotte or Natalia or Tamina. They're all really good. But I prefer the Impact women's division just for me. Anyway, let's get into this next article.
Man, you're about to have a bunch of, like, hate comments from, like, all the WWE fanboys.
Bring it on, bitches! No, hey man, that's what we do. That's what we do. We piss people off. We piss people off.
I'm cry,
Facts.
and all that stuff.
You're gonna laugh at the title. You're gonna laugh just at the title of this one, and we're gonna have a heyday with this one. I feel like Mark Henry gives constructive criticism of the AEW brand.
All right. I like it already.
Now
I
you know
like
how
where
it
this
is
is
with those
going.
AEW fans. You can't say anything critical about them.
Oh my god, they jump down your throat like, oh my god.
Facts.
And it's like, dude, look, to me it seems like an abusive relationship. You know, they're being abused right now, and it's just like they're praying for something different to the point that they're just lying to themselves and being like, drinking the Kool-Aid, but numbers are pointing to it going down, so they're profitable on pay-per-view, but who runs on pay-per-view anymore? So different thing altogether. Of course they're going to be profitable. Nobody else can run on real pay-per-view, and WWE doesn't have
Oh,
to.
buddy,
No, they still do.
You okay? You hear my dog yelp?
Yep.
He's okay. I'm holding him, and I was holding him with one arm, and I think I squeezed too hard.
Oh,
I'm sorry, bud. I'm still holding him.
toughen up.
I'm holding him while I can because he's going to get big. He's only
Yeah, he's gonna
15
get
weeks
real big.
old, and he's the same height and weight as or not height, but he's the same weight as my nephew, my youngest nephew.
He's already big from the pictures I've seen. So,
Yes, he's
yeah,
a
he's
big
gonna be a
boy.
real big dog.
You want me to put you down, buddy? You do, okay. You okay,
He's
bud?
gonna be a big old teddy bear.
Yes, he is. Anyway, so like I said, the article is Mark Henry gives constructive criticism of AEW brand during the appearance or during an appearance on Renee Young's Oral Sessions podcast. That sounds like very sexual to me. Mark Henry.
It really does.
I hope John Moxley was around for this. Mark Henry talked about the AEW brand. We have to work on the social media aspect of what's going out. I say that in the Canadian way. Let me try this again. We have to work on the social media aspect of what's going out and what's being portrayed that you want to be an example of what people see. AEW is more brash and has more of an adult feel, but you have to counterbalance that. You have to do stuff in the community and with live events where you give back to the city and be an example instead of a problem. Let me just pause and just say this.
I was about to say. I gotta interrupt that real quick. They got a massive freaking social media presence, and I'm going to be honest. It's all childish to me. Do you see any adults on the program?
No.
I didn't
So
think so.
let me interrupt and say this to Mark Henry. Everything he just said. Right on the money, Mark. No pun intended. So
he's getting a lot of that.
Oh yeah. He's
Open
working
those
for one
purse
too.
strings up.
Yeah. Wrestling wise, I want to see less. I want everyone to watch the matches before them. Hang on, wait. Let me try this again.
Hold on, that's some good point coming up here.
Well, hang on. I don't know if I read this correctly. Wrestling wise, I want to see less. I want everyone to watch the matches before them because there is a repetition thing. What does that mean? I want everyone to watch matches before them.
Simple. How many times can you see the guy get shot out of the cannon?
No, I don't understand what he's saying. Watch the match before them.
All right, I know what he's saying here. What he's saying is back in the days in wrestling, the card was built up. The first match didn't go to the outside of the ring and use chairs.
Oh, okay. So watch the match that's going on before.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. Thank you for that. Anyway, I want everyone to watch the matches before them because there is a repetition thing. Someone will do a tape in the next match. Hang on. Someone will do a taupe, and the next match will have 2 taupes, and the next match will have 3. Stop trying to outdo what you saw before and find something else to do. Repetition is a pet peeve of mine, and I feel if you're not watching the product, if you go do something and someone else did the same thing. Yes. I love the Bucks doing super kicks. Why are there 3 matches on the card where someone does why are there 3 matches on the card where someone does a super kick before them? If that was me, I'd be upset about it. Hell yeah, Mark. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
So,
got some
and also
great points.
in wrestling, sometimes less is more.
Very true.
Now,
Ve-
I have I have been in some, let's say, heated discussions with some wrestling buddies of mine. Um,
That's every day
recently,
on your Facebook.
well, not just recently, um, and nobody got mad. Nobody motherfucked anybody. You fucking idiot. You fucking piece of shit. Nobody did that. It was just arguing, kind of, but you know, because I said that because stories are there's so many long term storylines. And I'm kind of going against the long term thing now. I'm starting to be like, no, there should be more like shorter term thing. Um,
Honestly, this is the reason why. Honestly, because their version of long term storytelling is do something real quick, drop it for 6 months, kind of mention it, and then bring it back up once everybody like has forgotten a little bit, and
well,
it's kind of
well,
oh okay,
I'll give you an
and
example. I'm not a fan of the Roman Reigns title reign. I want it to end already. This is a long term thing, I know, and it's going strong.
they book what and see the thing with that is right now honestly they kind
Here,
of booked themselves into a corner because now it's going to take like who's been built up enough to be believable against Roman Reigns, and
right,
I gotta honestly say nobody.
right.
So they
So,
kind of booked themselves into a corner. So I guess Brock Lesnar will be signing soon.
well, God help us on that one. Anyway, so yeah, I just, fans don't have fans have a short term memory, so you want to get everything that you want to get in almost immediately. Um, so
Fans
anyway,
have long-term memories for stuff you make them care about.
yeah,
If it, and like what the thing is when like you do everything in a 2-hour show, how do you follow it? I mean, you can't continue to try and top yourself with doing the same things and everybody doing the same thing every match or all that. It becomes impossible to top yourself, and
exact.
that's the problem that they have is they just put so much, and it's not really their fault. They a lot of them grew up with as seen on TV wrestling and don't realize like nobody cares about 100 million moves. There's a think about it.
Right.
I watched before years ago is On the Road with Jake Roberts, and they kind of followed him, and he's partying and all that stuff. Well, at the event he was doing a thing with the Sandman,
Oh boy.
and
Oh
literally
boy.
all they did was lasted 5 minutes, and Jake Roberts came out and cut a promo on this fucking wrestler who looked like crap, and that was the point. And the guy took the short arm clothesline wrong. Then Sandman jumps in the ring and stomps him, gets on the microphone, and proceeds to cut a promo talking about him being an old guard and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. All the match was him beating up and getting heat on Jake Roberts all the way up until Jake Roberts foiled him and DDT'd him 1, 2, 3, and it was a great match. I mean, they're literally like
It was a
there
great
was
match, and
the
it
heat,
was
the
yeah.
heat and the finish, and that's all it was. And they told a story, and it was great. That's stuff that the wrestlers today are missing is the ability to be able to
The
tell
heat.
a story. Yeah, the heat and all the things that make a match. I mean, you can't.
And
The thing
fans and
is we prostituted the false finish thing to the
oh
point that
god,
it becomes jaded.
don't get me
So
started
like
on
you
that.
so I mean, like with Roman Reigns, if you notice what they've been doing in his matches, finish, it's over. Like it's coming, boom, and
Mhm.
that's what a lot of wrestling is lost. I mean, when Jake Roberts did the DDT, you knew it was over. There nobody kicked out. When Brett put the sharpshooter on, it was over. When Mr. Perfect hit the perfect plex, it was over. You know,
Yeah.
so it's a lot of there's a lot of things that are missing with that, and eventually, hopefully, one day they'll learn and get back to it.
Yeah,
But
I doubt that. But
it's a long
uh,
road.
let's get into this next article. latest backstage news regarding WWE's plans for SummerSlam 2021. So, sorry, I had a yawn there. During the latest edition of the Matt Men podcast, Andrew Zarian provided some more news items regarding the 2021 WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view. As previously noted, WWE is looking to make this year's SummerSlam a WrestleMania caliber show. Okay then, oh boy, that should be interesting. The story of WWE looking at 6 different stadiums for SummerSlam was reportedly planted by the company, and Las Vegas had already been decided as a location. Zarian noted that the people in Vegas really wanted the venue, and the WWE, they're trying to say either venue or event. And WWE President Nick Khan, fuck that guy, piece of shit, played a role in wanting to make the event a spectacle. I don't like Nick Khan. I don't like him at all.
There's too many cons in wrestling.
God damn,
There's
bro.
different kinds of cons now. There used to be a lot. Wrestling used to be full of cons. Now there's different kinds of cons in wrestling.
Yeah. It was talked about how WWE is pulling out, there's my Canadian accent again, pulling out all the stops for SummerSlam, and it will be a jump start to get eyes back on the product. Well, we'll see about that. Zarian said that he feels John Cena is on the card because WWE wants the show to be done right. As previously noted, Cena versus Roman Reigns is the rumored main event for the pay-per-view.
Oh,
Until
wow.
I see it, I'm taking that with a grain of salt. While major names are rumored for SummerSlam, Zarian stated that he doesn't believe Lesnar is going to be on the card for SummerSlam, and said that if he is, it would have been that something changed. It would have been that something changed from the early plannings. Zarian added that as of now, Lesnar isn't booked for the show, but that could that's a fucking Dave Meltzer comment.
Well,
It's not planned right now, but it could be planned down the road.
Yeah, that's a cover in your ass kind of comment. You're not gonna know all the way until the storyline comes. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're doing the right thing. They're making you speculate.
Oh,
I mean,
there's some tweets here. Andrew Zarian on Twitter has tweeted this stuff out. He said he tagged Sean Ross Sapp, John Alba, and Russell Votes on Twitter. And he said, the main event currently for SummerSlam is planned for Cena versus Reigns. Lesnar was in consideration for this, but was in consideration for the show, but I have not heard that it's happening. And then he says, quote, expect Lesnar to return at some point, but I personally have not been told he is on the card for sure. I know that there were some reports regarding this, and it's not accurate. Okay, Dave.
You know what it sounds like to me, honestly? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. It sounds like this might be a potential setup for a triple threat match, with them three because
Brock Cena Reigns. Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I prefer Brock Lashley, but okay.
Well, Lashley, if they handle him right, but I see right now, especially since Brock really likes working with Roman Reigns, I could see that happening. And plus, John Cena is the type of person that likes putting people over, so I could see that.
And
happening.
then I would play this clip, but we're not going to get. Oh wait. I'm going to play this clip here. Hang on. Oh, this is just a podcast. Okay, we're not going to listen to that because fuck your podcast. This is the best podcast. This and Cybermania and Friends are the best podcasts. So fuck your own. Anyway,
there you go. Exactly.
Next,
we're competition, motherfuckers.
Facts. Fuck every other podcast. Huh? No. No. There's none of this. There's none of this handshake kissing bullshit.
A lot of podcast.
If there's one podcast you listen to, it's this one because this is the realest. This and Cybermania and Friends, we're the realest motherfuckers you will ever meet. Anyway, and everybody says that, but nobody means it. Anyway, this is I don't want to get too much into this one, but well, I'll just read through it and we'll
It's the
move on.
pre-Summer Slam speculation.
I'll just read through this next article and we'll get through it and whatever. Latest regarding Bray Wyatt's absence from WWE television. As previously noted, Bray Wyatt recently trended on Twitter with fans expressing concern about his well-being in real life. Fightful Select reported that talent in WWE were not aware of Wyatt having any personal issues. In a Q&A on PWInsider.com, Mike Johnson addressed Wyatt's absence. We are told that Wyatt has purposely been kept off TV. It is not a case of that. It is not a case of he has heat for anything, as he is well liked. The Randy Orton match, we are told, went 100% exactly as planned. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That was a personal comment by me. That's a shame.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah. Wyatt hasn't appeared on WWE television since the Raw after WrestleMania. Neither would I. After that abortion of a match, neither would I. After WrestleMania, and his last tweet was on May 18th. Miss me yet? And then there's a promo. I'm not going to play it because it's WWE, and those sons of bitches will fucking copyright this. So, okay, this is this okay? Here's the one I wanted to talk about. We'll go to this one. This is the one I was interested about your opinion on. WWE allegedly declined an offer to purchase the NWA. During an appearance on Talk is Jericho, Billy Corgan discussed his purchase of the NWA in 2017. I'm proud to carry the mantle of the business in this way. It's a very specific thing, and of course, the business is far different than it was in the heyday of the NWA. That's a rhyme. There's no pretend there. When I bought the NWA, when I bought the NWA, and that was coming out of the whole situation with TNA and the debacle and lawsuits, and there was a lot of kind of public acrimony there. And then I purchased NWA. Crazily enough, it was owned by one person. It was so devalued. He tried to sell it to everybody. Nobody wanted it. As far as I know, he certainly offered it to WWE. They bought it. They thought it was so worthless that they didn't even care, that they didn't even buy it just to take it off the market. Then when I bought it, Jim Cornette and other people, and I love Jim. What the hell? Wait. Then when I bought it, Jim Cornette and other people, and I love Jim. What the hell did he buy? He might as well have bought air. He bought 3 worthless letters. A lot of that type of a lot of that type of stuff, and certainly I sat around and at one point thought, well, if I started Billy Corgan Wrestling or SP Wrestling, and I thought, no, I want the history. I'll take that history. I'll take that on. I like the challenge of that. So there we go.
He's a real wrestling fan. But you know,
they're not wrong.
That's never coming back. Unfortunately, that's never coming back. Now, legitimately, he does have the official history to the NWA, regardless of people thinking WWE does. No, they don't. But like, it's been so many damn years and so much wrestling. You gotta think a lot of wrestling fans that like are, watching the AEW are gonna look at the stigma of NWA as opposed to looking at it seriously. Yeah. I love what he's trying to do with it. The studio wrestling. I think that needs to come back. That's the way everybody did it back in the day. Even WWF before they launched off. Studio wrestling is one of the best things in the world. But it's just a different business, and it's evolved. It evolved away from that in the early '90s, and So
our next article. CM Punk comments on what was positive about his wrestling career. Okay, this could be interesting. So, during an appearance with, hang on, let me rephrase this. During an appearance on the Wrestling Perspective podcast, CM Punk talked about his career in the wrestling business. He quotes, CM Punk quotes, "The business has." Hang on, let me say this again. He quotes, "The business paid me a lot of money, and I met my wife because of my job." Those are the two big takeaways. They did try to take a lot of my money, but they were very unsuccessful in that. I think I've always been a big believer, and Dave Batista's the same way. Calls himself the Dream Chaser. I just figured out at an early age, probably because my parents forced me to go to church and stuff, and immediately started to realize a lot of stuff was just bullshit, and life is short. You need to figure out what you love, and hi, Jax. You need to figure out what you love and just try to do that for a living. I was floored when somebody paid me the first time I ever made money in pro wrestling. I was like, well, fuck. I don't have to have a real job ever again. I was all in. It let me follow my dreams. I've been everywhere twice because of wrestling. I met my wife. All the fans bought my house, so I appreciate that. Okay. Well, props to Punk, I guess. Um, there's that.
I love CM Punk. I love CM
Oh,
Punk.
Punk
He
is
just
fantastic.
speaks his fucking mind.
And then the final article.
Oh man, this
I
has
can't.
got to
Oh,
be good.
if I know you correctly, you're gonna shit all over this thing. So let's just get into this. The Bella Twins say they are definitely gonna make a WWE comeback.
You know what? I guess they're charming. So
You like them?
I like Nikki Bella's attitude.
Hey,
Honestly,
man, I
she's
thought I was. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I thought we were gonna have a fucking argument on air. I thought we were gonna fight, because I'm actually a Bella Twins fan too. So hey, you know what, man?
well, she legit tried. She
Well,
legit
fuck you for
tried.
ruining my argument. No.
She legit tried.
Yeah, she did. So did Bree. Bree tried to.
Bree tried to, but honestly, like Nikki just like she kind of just had the look and stuff like that. Like I don't think Bree is as about it as Nikki is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, they put her in with some people to make her look good, but she has charisma. And at the end of the day, you sell tickets off charisma, not off ring prowess.
And I already
And
know. I already know because we're gonna praise the Bella Twins here. We already have. So I already know that this video is gonna get shit on. Just remember, hit the thumbs up, not the thumbs down.
or at least defend it. I mean, what
yeah.
that is that's just that basic like newsletter like fanboy hate type of thing. Oh well, they don't do this and they don't do that because they don't have to do this.
Exactly.
Like they're personalities.
Exactly. Yes.
You know, chick broke her neck twice in the ring.
Should I play this clip? Should I play this clip? Because there's a clip. You know what? I'm gonna fucking play it. Fuck it. I don't know if you're gonna hear it or not, but
at the Hall of Fame event, it was just.
Can you hear it? Hang on, I'm gonna play it.
So heartfelt and so wonderful. And Nikki, you really lit up the internet that.
Can you hear this?
No, I can't really hear it.
Fine. You know what? Plan B. Hang on. What's the YouTube channel for this? If you can't hear from my computer, you're gonna hear it on something. No. Okay, I think it is.
Yeah, I've always liked the Bellas. I never had anything against them. I think they're talented, you know. And like I said, they sell tickets. And you know, somebody broke their neck in the ring trying to get better at the job. I can't really.
I've got the clip.
Sit there and talk shit about them.
I've got the clip. So here we go.
Your speech at the Hall of Fame event, it was just so heartfelt and so wonderful. And Nikki, you really lit up the internet that day when you thanked John. And to John, Thank you for teaching me a lot about this business and truly helping me find my fearless side. All the fans online went crazy for that moment. What did you make of that huge reaction? When you're in those moments of the Hall of Fame, you really look at your career and you're like, who was there who helped me along the way? And so much of the time people will talk about themselves. And for me, like, I look at my career and I know that wasn't just because of me. It was Bree, it was the Bella Army, it was the producers, all the people that believed in me. And John was a big part of that. He really helped me be that fearless side and showed me a part of that world that I never saw before. And I think just because you have breakups or whatever it may be doesn't mean you can't like thank those people and just truly be so grateful for the help that they had. Right. And because I even text John like to thank him, because you do when you get inducted to the Hall of Fame, you want to start to reach out to people and thank them, because you're like, I got to the Hall of Fame because you're this part of this big puzzle that got completed. You're one of the pieces. And the one thing that I always give John Cena credit for, he was the guy who sat in a chair, watched the monitor the whole time, and you came back from your match, he'd give you advice. Like, he always cared about everyone's match and their work and how to help them improve. And I'll never forget that. And so I told him all the time. And also, I was like their third wheel. It'd always be all three of us traveling all the time. So I was like, the memories and how much you just always gave us great advice. Like, I'll never forget that. That's why we're here.
So, hey, shout out to John Cena for did you hear any of that?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that
She
was on my
seems like
phone, so I don't
she
know.
seems like she's still a little heartbroken.
Well,
But,
yeah, but you know what? Hey, like she said, just because you break up doesn't mean you can't acknowledge them and all that.
well, I like I said, I have nothing but, I mean, to the people that are like, oh, they don't belong in the WWE Hall of Fame. A, it's not a Hall of Fame. B, they sold tickets and they were remembered and they were cared for. So they have just as much right as anybody.
My argument to that is, when people say that they don't belong in the Hall of Fame, what the fuck have you done? What the fuck have you done in the business that qualifies you to make that kind of statement?
With music, it's a basic argument that I use.
Okay.
Because people talk, and then this is how you kill any Trump, any argument. How much money have you made doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I go make money off it. So
let's get to this article. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, which you just heard a clip of, I hope they don't fucking copyright this. The Bella Twins talked about making a WWE in-ring comeback. Brie Bella says, and I quote, "The Bella Twins are definitely going to make a comeback. We don't know exactly when, but we said that we have one more run in us. The one thing is that WWE brought the women's tag team titles in. We were like, wait a second, how do the Bellas not have this on the resume? It's tempting because we would love to go fight for the tag titles because that's what we've always been, a tag team. Well, not always, but Nikki says, and I quote, "For me, I'm definitely starting that preparation. I want to train hard for it. When we come back, I want to change my style in the ring a little bit. I want to make a statement. Hey, you know what, ladies? I welcome you back with open arms. Come on back. Come on back. And for all of you people who are going to shit on us in the comment section for this, ask yourselves, what qualifies me to crap on these ladies? Because all I see is a couple of women.
What qualifies any of us?
Right. And that was the final news article that I pulled up. I'm going to go see if there's any more. I'm going to go through Facebook and look.
I actually went through Facebook. I have a bunch of those groups, and I always get on there and comment. Not many people comment. Well, one that I just read was somebody. You can tell he's younger. You can tell he was younger, and he wasn't around for WCW when it happened. But there was a comment about the Four Horsemen and NWO and this, that, and
I have 5 notifications on Facebook. I guess I should probably pop these open, but it's slow. Okay. Somebody commented on my post. What did I say? Oh God, what did I say?
Oh, Lord.
Whenever I see somebody commenting on my post, I'm like, oh no, what did I just say? Please tell me I didn't say something stupid. You know what? My computer's slow, so now I don't know what the problem is. I asked the question. Maybe you can answer this for me, Chris. Because last night at 2 a.m., Or I should say this morning at 2 a.m., somebody was blowing off fireworks.
Oh yeah, I read that, and yeah, you should have a call the cops on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, if they did it again, I would have. So, yeah. So that's just one of them. Um, okay. Somebody reacted to my. Oh, wow! My photo with Bradle has a bunch of likes on that. Okay.
There you go.
Um,
Exactly.
I guess that's all the news articles. And I guess there's no other wrestling news today.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty dead with wrestling news as of late, but those were some pretty good damn articles. I really think that Mark Henry's going to be public enemy #1 in social media now.
He's probably going to be like, "Hey, you can't say that. You need to watch what you say." Which is a damn shame. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I wanted to play you a song before we head up off of the air here. So, I tell you all the time about that rapper Clip Monster, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to play you one, possibly two songs. I don't think I'll get blocked. So this first song I'm going to show you is Grudge. This is the song he mentions. I'll just play it for you. We'll go through this. I'll pause and we can talk about it, but let's just go through it. And you can hear it, right?
Yeah.
On the beat. I pray that they someone summon me. I'm the wrong fella.
Oh, one second. Hello?
Hey, what do you want to eat?
Oh, just give me some McDonald's.
What do you want at McDonald's?
Chicken nuggets and 2 fries. 2 large fries.
I got French fries. Where are you from? Roadhouse.
I want the McDonald's fries, though.
Oh.
So.
Now all of a sudden, Roadhouse fries are
Instant heat.
By the way, you're still on the podcast. We're still doing the show, so say hi to the podcast.
Hi, podcast.
There you go.
This one's been a good one.
Yes, it has. Yeah, just get me chicken nuggets and 2 large fries.
What's my baby doing?
I think he's sleeping in your room. 1 second, Chris.
Oh, you're good, bud. As we see, Christian's going to go check on the dog. I have really had fun in this podcast. Definitely getting some news in, we're getting our feet underneath us. So this is very important. We're still in the early stages. It's, I've enjoyed it, and we're going to keep bringing you great content, and we're going to continue to expand on what we talk about as we go on. We'll get guests as I go on. I will talk about some of the music right now. I don't have nothing going on, so I don't talk about it. But Christian is currently asking for McDonald's fries, checking on the dog. Here's Clip Monster.
Yeah, we're going to restart this song, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize.
We're going to roll right on the Clip Monster.
Yo, this show is going to be all-time great. So here we go.
This is definitely...
Clip Monster featuring 100 Cooper. Did you hear anything in that song so far, by the way? Anything that stuck out?
I'm going to be honest. I've got a terrible memory. And
he said, we'll play it. And
On the beat. I pray that they someone summon me. I'm the wrong fella. See, I'm the type to hold the grudge there with Michelle Gellar.
Did you hear it then?
Yeah. Okay.
What did you hear?
I heard him talking about holding a grudge.
And he mentioned Sarah Michelle Gellar.
He's the wrong fella.
Have you ever seen The Grudge?
The Grudge, the movie, yes.
With Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes.
That's why he said her name. I'm the type of told The Grudge, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
All right.
So you gotta listen for those sorts of things.
My name once, I mention yours forever. Pistol grip longer than umbrella. make him feel under weather. I pray that day someone summon me, I'm the wrong fella. The younger
And if you hear something, let me know and I'll pause and you can tell me what you hear.
Yeah, that's
the crush, Sarah Michelle Gellar. You say my name once, I mention yours forever. Pistol grip longer than umbrella, make him feel under weather. What technique? What be super big maintain? Anybody wanna get it with the monster? Didn't think so, I'ma start rapping. Man, I wish you would no
pause it real quick.
What?
Pause it real quick. All right. First thing I noticed, and that's cool. He's a Tech 9 fan.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can tell that right off
With
that.
the flow?
That was cool. Oh man, yeah. See, like that's the type of stuff that like nobody's doing in mainstream like
Yeah.
rap
Yeah.
at all. Like just like the way he's doing things is very kind of well done and operatic.
I
I
already
like
know.
it.
I already know what the title of this one's going to be: Ring Rats and Ring Rats stories and news. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Come on, more text than Draymond. Now I'm on the head like a spray on. No headline, pussy. Yeah, now they know that I'm with this shit. With what you see yesterday in the movie credits, extended clips.
Oh, extended clips with the gun bars. That was a
All right,
gun thing. He said extend.
right.
Hit the movie credits,
So,
extend the clips.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of my questions, and I probably should have prefaced with this.
What up?
Is he like have like a rap feud going on, or is it just
No, he's not dissing
Thank
anybody
God.
specifically. Now,
Thank God. That's corny.
this song also features 100 Kufis. We'll hear Kufis in a second. And he does have a beef with the guy named Lucid. They've had back and forth bars against each other.
Does he dream a lot?
Huh?
Does Lucid dream a lot?
Well, he's dreaming if he thinks he could beat Kufis. Anyway, back to the song. I know you heard that.
Yeah.
Arms out, metal in hand, this shit a crucifix.
Man, he pissed off some Christians.
Biblical, Adam's apple, swear to God, yeah. That was all a whole scheme.
Yeah. I mean, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to hear some like legit shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wait.
Some of landmine. I caught that. Okay.
Dude love Nick Foley,
mankind.
Mankind, Cactus Jack. Yes, sir. I have a full-on reaction to this video, by the way, on my YouTube. So go watch that. Get back into it. Oh, that was a hard. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah,
a dozen in the clip. Now he's really walking on eggshells. A dozen in the clip, eggshell. There's a dozen in the egg thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was hard.
He's actually really good.
Oh God!
Like I said,
this is just one of his many songs
somebody's
too.
A rapper. First thing I go to, because I'm gonna point something out, and I do this with like fans of mainstream music, and I hate being a musician sometimes. Like I had somebody, they were listening to Cardi B or what's the other one that
oh, remind me to play you that song. I gotta play you
Nicki
that song.
Minaj.
Oh, Nicki.
And well, like
I'm gonna play
like
you
the actual album.
Ladies and
it
gentlemen,
was the actual album, and I was at work.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get a special treat tonight because the last thing that we're gonna play before we end this podcast, we're gonna get Chris's reaction to WAP. Yes, sir. So let's get back into this song real quick.
But hold on, pause it real quick. But this is the point I was getting to. Is so somebody's playing like either Cardi B or Nicki Minaj, and like it was the album. So I'm sitting there listening, and like from song to song, I'm like, the syncopation in the rap is the same. from song to song. Nothing's changing. The rhythm is the same. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm a musician. I know what I'm talking about here. Listen to, you know, he's like, oh, what are you, it's come up an excuse. But so a lot of times I just
come here, Jax.
Clip is good. Clip Monstar is good.
By the way, this is an hour and a half so far. Hour and 40 minutes so far. So let's continue this real quick. Hey, buddy. This next guy is kooky.
I've heard Andre and Undertaker.
Huh?
I've heard Andre and Undertaker during that.
I don't think he mentioned those guys.
I swear to God, I heard it. I don't know. Then again,
Umbrella, you heard.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
You were.
Boy say got a problem with us that'll probably get your fucking boy murdered. Boy nervous, I can see it. I can see that you gotta be.
So he's still disillusioned in this song without mentioning it by name.
That's takes talent.
Think that you hot as me. I call them out like the lottery. Your numbers up. You ain't even made runner up.
Oh yeah. And he also switched up Lucid's gender, so he's not Lucid anymore. He's now Lucy, and she's a chick now.
Oh, you know, that's a big thing now. You know, he could be in between. He could be a hermaphrodite for all we know. He can go fuck himself.
Hold on, you missed it.
Everybody know what the fuck is up. We don't do that little sneak distance. We ain't talking about such and such. You was really on the you ain't even made runner up. Niggas running when we running up. I told Lucy I'ma fuck her up. I see your name on the track, ho. Everybody know what the fuck is up. We don't do that little sneak dissing. We ain't talking about such and such. You was really on the road, homie. Now these hoes got you buttered up. See, I'ma see you on the road, homie. Run you over in a fucking truck. One thing that I know,
I'ma see you on the road, homie. Run you over in a fucking truck, man.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very angry man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't mess with 100 Goofy. And then the final song that we're going to listen to. Would you like to listen to one of those diss songs?
I'm good on the diss song, honestly.
Well,
we can save that for some other time.
Yeah,
honestly.
let's just play WAP.
I'm definitely not in a rush to get off the podcast because I'm actually excited to react to WAP because
here we go.
Will be my first reaction.
Should we pause or should I let you listen to it the whole way through and then we'll talk about it after?
Let me listen to it the whole way through, unless I say otherwise.
Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion, WAP.
there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
I said certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy.
Low key, this song is hard as fuck.
Wet ass pussy, give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, nigga, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a giggle, what is inside? Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. Pussy is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play, I wear disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me scream, I don't public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me. Quick jump out when you let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I'll run down on them before I have a nigga running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. While you really ain't never got a fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots, hang your coat, fuck this wet ass pussy.
You can't see this, but I'm actually low-key dancing to this shit because this song is actually pretty good.
Well, I've got to say this since it's paused. Like, the guy at the beginning, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes.
The music video,
damn, man.
The music video has titties spraying out water, like statues of titties, and they're spraying out water through the nipples.
I've never heard this. Like, just to hear like for like 200 times, there's some hoes in this. Yeah. It's like, where the fuck is this house at, man? Jeez.
Actually, this is a mansion. It's not just a house; it's a mansion. But we'll get back into it.
Yeah. phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy. Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep stroke, I need a Henny drink, I need a weed smoke, not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lead over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well I'm trying to wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't wanna spit, I wanna go, I wanna gag, I wanna choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat. My head give me
Wow.
outside, yeah, running that down at the cuz behind me. I spit on his mic and I hate trying to sign me. Your Honor, I'm a freak bitch, handcuffs, leashes. Switch my wig, make him feel like he's cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat you. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he
I can make you bust before I. Big D stands for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you.
See, all right. Now my next question being a male who does well with the ladies. I want to see if this is all talk or not now. You know.
You know what? I'm kind of
Personally,
scared. I don't know if I want to.
I'm not scared at all. I want to take her up on this challenge.
You want me to beat your pussy up, swipe the nose like a credit card? I mean, gag, show, touch that little dangly thing in the back. We're gonna get back into it.
can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. Fuck me and ask who's is it when I ride the dick, I'ma spell my name.
There's some hoes in this house.
Wet ass pussy, bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet ass pussy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy.
I can never eat macaroni and cheese again.
Oh, I can eat a lot of it now. I can eat a whole pan of it. Man, God,
That was the song, brother man. That was the song. And you said you wanted to continue. If you want to continue with the podcast, man, we can go.
Oh yeah, we can go.
You know what? We're having fun. We're having fun.
Oh man. Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
By the way,
hey,
YouTube has censored that song, and it's still called WAP, but they say wet and gushy.
Wet and good. I mean, that to me that sounds a little worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of using like adjectives now, to describe a pussy as opposed to just saying pussy.
By the way, my sister. Shut up, man. Shut up. By the way, my sister has a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. She listens to that song in the car with them in there. So.
I mean, they're gonna figure that out on the internet now. You know how I used to have to get my porn when I was growing up.
Yeah.
We had the scrambled pay-per-view channels, maybe. I mean, you sit there and you watch it. Oh, there's a tit for 2 seconds. Like literally, it's all colored and scrambled. Pay-per-view days before all the on-demand stuff. That's how I also watched a couple of wrestling events in 1997 on pay-per-view. We would sit there and just listen to them. That's how I actually remember the Montreal Screwjob, because me and Sean, my brother, were sitting there.
Oh crap! Tonight's the Dark Side of the Ring episode with the Dynamite Kid.
Oh man! Speaking of, I guess we could go to that. Did you see the one with Grizzly Smith?
I did see the one with Grizzly Smith. That was a really fucked up episode.
I didn't picture it being it. I didn't couldn't fathom, I guess. It would be the word.
You don't want to fathom
how bad it could be, how bad it really was, because you heard these things. You're like, wow, that sounds like a piece of shit.
Well,
and you hear and you see it, and you're like, wow.
It's not that you couldn't fathom it; it's that you didn't want to fathom it.
Yeah, there's just certain things that you just try not to It's kind of like people that go,
you try to block it out.
Things they're not supposed to, and eventually, if you find it, you're scarred. So. That's just one of those things that I was shocked knowing the story.
going in even more shocked. So what'd you think?
I thought that the show was really good. Sorry, I was about to go check out my dog. No, I thought that the show was a really good show. Um, it made me sick to my stomach at some points. Like I just couldn't believe some of the things that Grizzly really did. It was like, wow. Like I don't like to say this about people, especially the dead. I don't like to talk shit about them. But this guy was a real piece of shit. That was my big takeaway from it.
That's the thing about people when they die. To me, like if you're a piece of shit when you're living, you're a piece of shit when you're dead. I'm not gonna talk good about you because you died. Oh, he died. I mean, talk good about him. Nah, if you're a shithead in life,
Well, Warrior was a piece
he's
of
a
shit
shithead
there
in
for
death.
a while. Did we ever talk about the Warrior? The
We
Warrior.
never talked about the Warrior, and I grew up as a fan watching the Ultimate Warrior.
Well,
So
so we can get into that too, I guess. Because that guy, he was a piece of shit too. Let's cut to the chase. La, 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 la. He was a piece of shit too.
yeah, he really was. It's really terrible when you grow up with some of these people, like, and you figure out, and that's where I mean, and I say this to people all the time. Well, I met this person, they were an asshole. Well, honestly, there's an old saying: it's trust the art, not the artist. So,
Yep.
enjoy. I try not to get into people's personal lives as far as people that I like and shit like that,
Hmm.
because I just don't want to know and change my opinion on it.
We all have.
And
What's wrong, but oh, he knows my parents are home. Buddy, come here, boy.
it's McDonald's time.
It is McDonald's time. Come here, boy. It's okay. Mommy and Daddy are home, aren't they? I'm gonna be. You know what? Why don't you talk to the people for just a split second? I will be right back. I'm gonna go get my food.
Well, I gotta honestly say that was life changing listening to Cardi B's WAP. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There are some hoes in this house. Very, very, very poetic lyrics. Very Shakespearean. I really like the deep thought put into the writing there. Usually, though, when somebody's talking like that, you ain't getting what they're talking about. I think that's false advertising.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cardi B. I had to see for myself.
Or hear for yourself, rather.
I don't want to hear it. I want to be a part of that now. I should probably stop. Because I'm currently talking to somebody, so I should probably stop with that.
It's all good. We're all adults here.
It's